Hey, good morning everybody. We are filming a sunrise at Lake Pleasant. So admittedly, I got out here a little bit later than what I wanted to. Luckily, I found a nice area here that should give us a decent view of the sun rising. And I can see a split in the clouds, which means we may get a colorful sunrise. So real quickly here, I'm gonna get things set up. Just in the nick of time, the light is starting to hit the underside of the clouds. Not much of a foreground element here except the color in the water. So let's get to sunrise. I don't know if you guys can hear it. The coyotes howling in the background, the wild burros making their sounds. There's some wildlife out here. So today we're going to change our perspective just a little bit on how we normally shoot. What I'm going to do is I've got my camera mounted, yes, upside down, under my tripod so I get very close to the ground. I'm also putting a neutral density filter on to try and increase the shutter, or I should say decrease the shutter speed to try and smooth out the water. So the sun is finally rising out here, but we really didn't get any color. We only had a few brief moments where the sun was hitting the other side of the clouds. So to get some interesting pictures, we're going to have to think a little bit outside the box today. Two things that really help is to have a back screen and one that can actually come out and flip up. Unfortunately, I've only got a back screen. So, how to do our best with this one. Also, some type of a trigger release would come in very handy. It's really hard to get down and operate the camera at this angle. So what I'm looking for is some interesting foreground elements really close to the ground, trying to shoot and get this beautiful sunlight. And then, yeah, I think we'll head out to the hills and see if we can find some of those wild burros. And also, try to take a look at the world from a different perspective, trying to shoot very low today. So last year I filmed a little thing I called basically a safari here in Arizona, because we do have wildlife, and that wildlife is on the road. I'm gonna go ahead and set the tripod here, see what kind of shots we can get. So right now I'm just capturing some video of them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in sight right now, but they're really hiding behind a lot of the shrubbery, so I'm staying across on the other side of the road and just giving them a chance to get comfortable with me. So, really nice having this place all to yourself. Now, you might hear in the background, probably about 100 yards away is a small camping area. Sounds like somebody's just turned on their generator. But I've got a beautiful view right now. I can look out for wildlife. But what we're going to try and do is we're going to use this area. There's a lot of different flowers blooming right now all around me. So I'm going to reset up my tripod so I can have the camera as low as possible to the ground. And we're going to use that to try and photograph from literally an animal's perspective, a small animal's perspective, the world around them. And again, the whole idea is to try and do a different take on photography. So a lot of times what I like to do is shoot the big grand landscape, and we certainly have a big grand landscape right now. But that means that the images that I'm putting up for sale are a lot of the same things. So I'm trying to find a little bit of variety here so I can expand out my potential clientele base and make more money selling my images. So I'm looking for what would be very tiny landscape images right now. So all around we've got some lava rock here with some purple flowers. There's a big saguaro, so I think I'm going to see if I could use this landscape somehow. So here's my setup I have right now. I have these purple flowers with a barrel cactus in the background. I am shooting towards the sun, but I am angled down and zoomed in. And I really like the effect of the sunlight passing through the petals as opposed to reflecting off the top of the petals. I just like the way how it glows. So let's see what kind of shots we can get from this. Now, something else to consider when you're this low to the ground is to actually open your aperture. And that's going to really limit the depth of focus that you've got. So I have a small tree in the middle of all of these purple flowers. And what I'm going to do is, normally I shoot it at about f9. I'm going to open up my aperture as far as it can go and just only have the branches of that tree in focus. And then everything else is going to fall out of focus and just have a very smooth texture to the image.
Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow.
Always good to have coffee with you. So I decided that instead of heading back home to clean my gear, I'd clean it out here. I have a phenomenal office view going on right now. So I have a decision I've got to make at some point in the future. Am I going to get a much more powerful lens? This goes out to 200 millimeters. I'm thinking I need at least a 4 after the photography I just tried to do with the wild burrows. But at the same time, I also want to get a really good set of filters for my camera so I can do most of my work here in the field and less of it in post-processing. So decisions. But anyhow, hope you enjoyed this episode and the tips I gave you on how to take a little bit different type of photography. You know, for me, I'm going to be selling these images in the stock photography market so I can pay for my equipment, pay for my travel. And if those are the type of tips that you like, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'd appreciate a comment or two to help me promote this channel. And if you really like it, hit that share button and share it out to your social media. I'm going to get this equipment cleaned up and head on back home. See you all in the next episode.